Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is Kevin again. Just wanted to come out with another video here. I wanted to kind of just make a simple video here of how I really see the rise of the AC chain as we are kind of looking at our world today. And I want to show that in four major steps here that we can look at. Now, I had this picture here of a pen of sheep that are being corralled. They're all in one place, and they're essentially in here for slaughter, or they're going to get sheared. Not sure, but they're all in one place. That's the goal of having pens, is to have them all in one place. And I wanted to show this just as a depiction of how the world monetary system is today. Um, this pen is a depiction of how we, as people or as sheep, are put into a pen, into a digital world. Now, we have an idea now of banking. Banking used to be a place where, they'd have this big vault, and, you'd show up with your money, with your cash, and, they would put it in their big vault, and that was where it was. You see these old westerns of, these robbers that would rob banks because all the money was just sitting in there in a big safe, in a vault, and that's where everyone's money was. And today, as we know, banking is a much different uh, scenario where you put money in the bank, and who knows where it goes. They reallocate it, they distribute it, and that's why, if you folks have ever, been lately to your bank and you say, "Hey, can I have like 5 grand, please, in cash?" They go and get their manager and come back to you, and they say, "Can I have your identifications? Please, present me, all these different, forms of ID, and I need to get this approved." It's a big, long process because they don't hold your cash in that building anymore. They have it digital. Now, that's the whole point of this image that I have here is, they've put the they've put the world into a digital pen where people don't hold cash anymore. Essentially, you know, you you get a paycheck and you put it in the bank, right? You put it in a digital asset. Now, that's primarily the case for all money. When you think about it, it's down to, you've got your 401k, you've got your savings account, you've got your checking account, and none of that is like how it was in the westerns when, you had money, and you'd stuff it under your mattress, or you had a personal safe that you stuck it in. I mean, um, the world that we know today, they've put everything into a digital corral. Um, and one of the biggest ways that they've done that is by the banks doing their low interest rate policy, and by doing a negative interest rate policy, essentially, for Europe and Japan have NERP right now, where there's no incentive for people to leave their money in a bank. So, where do we put it? We put it in the stock market, we put it in the bond market, lots of different ways that that we try to get a return on our money. As having it just sitting in a savings account, you don't make anything because interest rates are so low. So I'm just having this picture here just to show, like, this is the way the world is now, and it's definitely gravitating more towards this scenario where less and less organizations, companies are accepting cash now, and it's all through credit cards and online orders, and that way. So gone are the days of showing up and slapping bills down on the table, and they've done that, as we know, as to take power away from people. They don't want people to be holding cash to have their money in their own possession. they want to be in control of the money because they're obviously far more capable to take care of it than you are. And obviously, I'm joking there. So, this depiction here is how the world is today. What's the next major step? They're going to ban cash. So, as we all have our digital currency, as we all have our fiat dollars in our stock and our digital savings account and our digital um, holdings of our digital money, um, they're going to say, look, cash is illegal because drug dealers use it, because money launderers are using cash. That's the story. Cash is evil. It's you should be honest and have it have it in the digital bank account. So and we see this in Europe as well. They have huge stacks of cash in vaults today because they have negative interest rates. Why would you hold cash, or why would you have a digital bank account with negative interest rates? So the image before I had of the sheep in the pen, that's when this happens, when they ban cash, when they say your cash is no longer good, or you have to take it into the bank to get it redeemed for digital money. That is going to be the proverbial slaughtering of the people, because they're going to strip away our last nugget um, of our own financial independence away from the system. When they and like we had a glimpse of it, like India was um, their primary wealth that they hold is in notes, is in cash, and they said, yeah, you have to go into the banks and get those redeemed for a digital savings account. And you saw how much you know their wealth was taken away from them, and there was very little reprisal, very little people up in arms about it. And I think in America it might be a little bit different of a story than it was in India, but this is going to be the proverbial slaughtering of the sheep when they take the cash away, because they're going to hold they're going to hold all the cards and in their own hands, and as they take it away from us. And the next thing that happens after that is going to be a severe a severe cultural upheaval. Essentially, is what's going to happen, because the currency system is going to crash at that point. I see, and people aren't going to have their own. They're not going to have their money. They're not going to have their digital currency, or the digital currency is just going to be constantly losing value as it is a race to the bottom. Is essentially what it is, and the system's going to go down, and people, it's if you imagine like Venezuela, that's how it is for them. They don't have value. They're hungry. They don't have money. They don't have a way to survive, essentially. And there's going to be a mass upheaval culturally in society, where we're really going to have the proverbial SHTF, right? Where it's going to be pretty bad for a long time. I see this as at least a year, I think, is what it's going to be like of this. It's going to be really hard times for people because their digital currency won't be worth much, and they're not going to have a value in cash. So it'll be hard to exchange between one another, and it's going to be bad. It's going to be bad for the whole world. It's not just going to be America, because the U.S. dollar is held throughout the world. It's the reserve currency. It's what the world essentially relies on. And when we saw the currency crisis back in 2008, we saw the effect hit the whole world when the U.S. dollar had its crisis, and we see that it would go around the whole world. this image here, this is going to be around the world, or any, uh, primarily any built up nation. And people are going to be upset. People are going to be desperate. They're going to just be like, whatever it takes. And if you look at, in history, the Weimar regime in Germany, where they they were in a similar situation. Their money was just completely devalued, and they were so desperate for anything to save them, and that's why they turned to the Nazi Party and Adolf Hitler to say, hey, what you're saying, sounds pretty good, and we really don't have much of a, options here, and we need help, and we're going to turn to you. The same plan, the same rule, is going to usher in this new world government, new world currency, uh, one whole system, because it's going to be the whole world that's going to be, is the whole world is going to be in a desperate situation, and I think they're going to um, turn to the ones who's, saying that they can help them, just like the Nazis did. And look what happened after that. So here it is. Here's right off their YouTube page. The ACChain. No banks, no cash, no. That whole system is gone. It's dead. It's destroyed. All there is now is the ACChain connected individually to all these people. Here's your U.S. token connected to the U.S. The whatever China connected to their people. The ACChain is going to have their direct relationship with the people directly, and there's not going to be any middlemen. Like I said, there aren't going to be any banks. They're going to be gone, and yeah, the ACChain is going to be the savior to the world, and it's not. It's going to be a control to the world, a complete domination, of the people, and it's and, this is pure evil. What this is, because all these people had all this wealth. All these people had control of themselves and their own families and everything, and it's going to get stripped away, and they're going to be claiming to be the answer. So I want to just share this, you guys, just these four main steps to where it's going to go, and just prepare, if you can. I think precious metals are a great way to get out of the system. I think cryptocurrencies are also a great way. Alternative means away from their main financial system is your ticket, to survive. So anyway, yeah, this is Kevin again. I do appreciate you guys, and yeah, if you could like, share, and comment, we should get some discussions going here. So again, yeah, thanks everyone for your time, and we'll talk to you soon.